price of God's presence, God who is wisdom, is time. So God says, I want to reveal myself to you. Then you must make time for God. God expects you to get up early in the morning, set aside some time, get your cup of coffee, sit at the table, wait. Late in the evening time, clear some space. Time. There's a seed you must sow to get the harvest that he's promised. Even though he's promised it, there's a seed you must sow to receive it. Hello? God says, I'm going to make you wealthy. You're not just going to be walking along with a suitcase hit you at the top of the head, boom, and it's... You must understand the conduit of how it gets into the earth. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. How do I get the kingdom of heaven into the earth? Seed. Seed. When God wanted many sons, what did he do? He sold one son. You'll get that tomorrow. When he wanted many sons, when he wanted a church, what did he have to do? He had to plant one son, the only begotten of the Father. He came and planted him, gave him, and from him came out of him many sons. Inherent in seed is a harvest and another seed. So he planted one to get many. Hey, glory to God. When God wants much from you, he will put much in your hands. But as long as it stays in your hand, it will always remain your harvest. But when what is in your hands, you no longer want to be your harvest, you plant it. And God says, now that's what I'm going to multiply. You get it? Glory to God. Yes. When God wants to elevate you, guess what he makes you plant? Humility. Sometimes right before you get promoted, you get picked on. Right before promotion comes, an attack comes. And you have to hold your peace. Or you have to walk away from something. Or you're being verbally persecuted and you can't persecute back. He resists the proud, but he gives grace to the humble. He wants to give all of you grace, but some of you won't let go of your pride.
Come on.
So how does he get me to let go of my pride? Sometimes he allows you to get picked on so you can swallow your pride. Sometimes he permits you to make a mistake so you can humble yourself. Not like your own failures humbling you. Lord have mercy. Say with me, seed.
Seed.
Sometimes when you want freely to give it, God forces it out your hand.
Come on here. Come on.
Oh.
Come on here.
Oh yeah, here get it from. Don't start thinking you too much. You everything going good. God will disrupt that. Cause see that'll make you become God, and he ain't God, and you quit sowing. You just look for everything. You feel like you're entitled to everything because you so good. You doing everything wrong. You go around the house and you feel like you're entitled to everything. You're dogmatic with your wife, your children, your dog. Don't nobody like you no more because you walk around with this entitlement mentality. And God has to come along and humble you. Watch this. God wants to be the one doing the giving in your life. However, he has to prepare us on how to receive. Inherent in being a receiver is being a giver. You're going to get it. Did you get that? Yeah, so he has to prepare you on how to receive through your giving. And it's the type seeds. Learn to study the seed that produces the harvest of your life. Now, 1 Peter 1:7 says it this way. That the trial of your faith, which is much more precious than of gold that perish, though it be tried with fire, though your faith is tried with fire, it might be found unto praise, unto honor, unto glory. Here it is, at the appearing of Jesus Christ. Hallelujah. At the appearing of Jesus Christ. Sounds like something we need to pay attention to. God is preparing us for our PHG. Say with me, God is preparing me for my PHG. So you won't spend all sermon trying to figure out PHG. PHG, the P stands for praise. The H stands for honor. And the G stands for glory. Say it to somebody. Neighbor, God's preparing me for greater praise, greater honor, and greater glory.
Yes.
Yeah? So he's going to put your faith on trial. All right, y'all ready for this? All right, so the word trial there, let's break this down. The Greek word transliteration is dokimion. 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 That's the Greek word which means testing or an implication of trustworthiness. It is the testing to prove your faith as being trustworthy. Now, pay close attention to everything I'm getting ready to tell you. So God says the trying or the testing of your faith, the proving of your faith being it trustworthy, is actually more precious than gold. A trustworthy faith is more precious than gold. Though it is tried by fire, it's more precious than gold. And it's tried by fire that it might produce your PhD. It may grant you a degree, a depth in God that could never be taken away from you. Hallelujah. When God tests his faith. Now, it has been said that God gives us faith, not so much so that we can get what's in his hands, but that so he can get us into his hands. We, if you're not careful, will embrace a contemporary gospel that tells us use your faith to get what you want out of God. But could it be God gave you the faith to get you to where he's at, which is where the blessing is at? So God gives me this faith not to get more of what he has, but to get more of me. You get it? So he gives us this faith and tests it, puts it under trial to produce, to bring us into an experience, into a greater reality, watch this, of who he is. And to a greater appreciation, a greater fondness, a greater celebration of who he is. It's nothing like God testing your faith, you coming out of it, and you having a celebratory moment, a season of celebration that nobody can take that away from you. When God has given you a testimony through faith, you don't need a Hammond organ to praise God. You'll know people on your road who have been through something because they don't need a celebrity preacher to make them shout. You know a church that's shallow, it always needs a celebrity preacher or singer to usher in the Lord's praise. You ever seen that? And it's tragic that many times we can't receive the things of God until we fabricate a false praise. But I'm going to say this, something the Lord said to me Friday morning. He says, a false praise leads to lying prophecy. False praise is like flattery. It's like we try to flatter God, but it leads to lying lips. Are you hearing me in this house? I don't have time to dwell on that. Let's deal with this concept of faith. I've got a few minutes left. If asked, many would say, in contemporary society that faith is belief. It's belief. I believe in God, right? And for many of us, that's good enough. We witness it to somebody and say, hey, man, you believe in God? I say, man, I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ. Well, praise God. Amen. Hallelujah. For some women, that's all they need to hear. If a man tells them he just believes in God, he goes to church, that's enough for her to marry him. Come on. Yeah, at least he go to church. Come on, talk about it. Listen, baby, going to church means nothing to God. It means nothing. You know why? Because God never coined the term going to church. That's us. That's how we've institutionalized our faith. We've created disciplines and culture where we go to church. God called us to be the church. Does that make sense? We're not to go to church. We're to go to worship. So you don't marry a man because he goes to church. You don't marry a woman because she goes to church. You marry a man because he goes to worship. So I need to know, are you a worshiper, not a church goer? Because that stuff is convoluted now. Churches have turned almost into an entertainment center. That's the culture. We come to church, look to the stage to entertain us. We have this moving mentality when we come to church because we don't have the mindset of going to worship. We go to show forth His word. Does that make sense? We come to be entertained. And so when you place that kind of demand on weak leaders, they give you what you want. That's what Aaron did to Israel. 10 days out of Egypt, he created their own idols for them to worship. God and Moses is up on the mountain. They down there having an idolatrous party. And that's what we've turned our churches into. Entertainment centers. We got to make it entertainment for you to receive God. As if God has changed His objective for you. God has changed His reason for creating you. No, it has always been to worship. But you can't worship what you don't know. And until God reveals Himself to you, you're in idol worship. You're worshiping a figment of your imagination. And that's frustration because you have no concrete relationship with Him. This is why many are falling away. They're falling on the wayside. You see them today going to worship. Tomorrow you don't see them. Our children are coming up and it looks like they're collecting and gathering and hanging on to the things that we've taught them. But as soon as they get to college, we don't see them anymore. Because they have no authenticity in relationship with God. Because we have not taught them properly how to walk by faith. That it is faith that God wants. Not to be a religious man or woman, but a man or woman of faith. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. God reveals Himself to the one who will believe Him, who will exercise their faith. You get greater revelation from God, not through 3 days, 4 days, 30 days of just fasting and praying, of shut-ins, of going to worship, of all-night worships, of late-night musicals, and laying prostrate before God. No! You can become a sweaty mess laying on the floor. If you have no more faith than you did before you got down there, there will be no greater revelation of who God is. Churches are teaching us how to be aesthetic. We call it, we do everything, and there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with our music and all the things that we try and do to enhance the Lord's worship, but if it doesn't produce more faith, it doesn't produce more of what God needs to use to manifest Himself in the earth, it's all man-made. It's all a form of godliness, but it denies the power thereof. God needs faith in the earth to reveal who He is. He don't need the organ. He don't need the keyboard. He don't need the choir. He don't need the mic. He needs. I can't reveal to the world who I am until you decide to walk by faith. Abraham, when you walk by faith, in you all the nations nations of the earth will be blessed. God will take one man in one town that decides to walk by faith and bless the whole town. God will take one man in a household with a third-grade education, come from an alcoholic, destructive background, decides to walk by faith, bless the whole house. Mama don't have to go to work, raise all the children, all of them go to college if they want. I just need one man to take me at my word and keep walking with me. I'll do the rest. That's what God did for my daddy. Hey, can you see, church? Let me give you this. There's an age-old mistake we make, and that is thinking that if we believe in God, how many of you believe in God? Watch this. If you believe in God, raise your hand. I'm not looking. Just raise your hand. Somebody will see you. Like you heathen. All right, now, because we think we believe in God, we believe we have faith that is acceptable unto God. Would you not agree? Most people feel that way. They hold this mistaken idea, and that if we believe in God, that we have faith in that, and that's good enough. No, that's the starting point. Say with me, the starting point. But belief in God does not necessarily lead to conviction or lead to commitment to Jesus Christ. Belief in God is profitable, but it's incomplete. Say that with me. Belief in God is profitable, but incomplete. As the Apostle James noted in James 2:19, check it out. He says, you believe there is one God? You do well. He says, but even demons believe. And they also tremble. We must go beyond then the faith that is exhibited by demons. This is why the devil has never been afraid to come to church. He's not afraid to even have people come to the altar and be prayed for and leave the same way they came. Because the devil believes in God. Sometimes you can feel more demonic activity in church than you can in the club. The devil believes. Nothing impressive about this audience. These people in church, oh, how beautiful that is. No. Half could be demon possessed. Oh, look at them clapping their hands. They're worshiping God. Oh, that's beautiful. No, half of them could be demon possessed. The devil trembles too. That means when he hears the things of God, the praise of God, it makes him tremble. He feels some kind of way. He could leave church saying, whoa, that was powerful. Whoa, I felt something. So we'd be amazed when we see people on the stage. We know they're a flaming sissy. We know they're a homongering preacher. We know they're a crook. Now, I ain't throwing off on nobody. This is just the condition of the human condition when we don't walk in faith. So ain't no big sin, little. They might be a liar. We're talking about, how could they do that? Oh, be so annoying. See, they singing so hard, so gifted, ain't living nothing. And to the world, they get confused. They call it, see, man, that's why I don't play with church. That's fake. See, them people ain't real, and that ain't, no. You can believe in God and decide to quit walking by faith and get a demon as a partner. Yeah. You being agitated, oppressed, and tormented by a demon. Don't think the devil don't want you any longer because you say you believe in Jesus. No, he loved that. He believed too. He'll remind you of what God's word says. It's not that the devil don't want you to believe in God. He don't want you. It's not that he don't want you to believe there is a God. The devil don't want you to trust him. Because what's worse than not believing is to believe, but yet don't trust him. Ask a parent. You're doing everything for your child and they don't trust you. They'll trust another's word over your word.
Come on.
Can you see? Yes. He wants you to believe in God. Let's keep coming to church. I'm going to work on your doubt. I'm going to work on your unbelief so you don't trust. Can you see? So guess what? So you have the same level of faith as demons. Look at somebody. Look at somebody. Tell them you know. No, you know what kind of faith you got. Some of us, you got demon faith. Here's what James reminds us why he talks the way he talks in James. We're almost finished. He reminds us that faith that's not accompanied by works is useless. It's called dead faith. Watch this. Sadly, living faith often escapes our grasp because doubting comes too easily. Will we believe in what God has promised us? Or will we let living faith escape us? Are we satisfied with just the faith of demons? Or will we choose to walk in a living faith? The world we live in seems designed to undermine our faith. Educational systems, mass entertainment, news medias are overwhelmingly secular and undermining godly principles of the Bible. And over generations, we've gravitated, watch this, toward the material while excluding God. We only believe God to the extent of we can receive something material. Everything, science, philosophy, history, is reduced down to the physical phenomenon. What's physical? And when God is reduced just to the physical phenomenon, everything in our life becomes predictable. This is why the world has very little respect for the church, because we're predictable. And when we're predictable, the world can pimp the church. This is why you can see preachers from Hollywood, and they can pimp us, and when they want us to come on their shows, we jump at the chances like, oh, I'm being celebrated, and we're caught up with the infatuation of this illusion that the world is living. We want the same fame they want. Our goal is the same goal as theirs. After all, isn't it just about success? Your name in lights? You've arrived, you've made it. Isn't that what it's all about? Couldn't be farther from the truth. That's what we've done theologically over time. We've reduced God down to just the physical phenomenon. And so we're predictable. This is why people don't want to come to our churches. It's predictable. Predictable. The church is predictable. Marketing society, the commercialized society of the world, can predict your behavior. Predictable. We like to look good. We like to look the part. Hello? Yes. We see nothing wrong with having a Louis Vuitton purse with $2 in it. How your purse, you got more money invested in that purse than you do in a bank account. And you don't do that as a reproach to God. You had faith for the purse, but not faith for your future. That's what your bank account says. God, I believe I got a future, so I'm going to open up me a savings account. So how you expect God to bless your future when you don't believe you have one? Everything is on your back now. You invest in all depreciating commodities. That means it's worth something on their shelf, and as soon as you buy it, take it off your shelf, it's fully depreciated. And God is saying, that's what you using my faith for? You'll be surprised when the prophet come to town, lie or truth. Y'all get his next $20, and with 50 y'all catch it, y'all jump and shout. God will put $1,000. They ain't ain't shouting over the $1,000. They've been looking at weed magazines. Child, they shouting on their next weed. They shouting on some red bottoms. Red bottoms. Your closet full of red bottoms, but the closet is owned by your landlord. You rent. He throw you and your red bottoms out on the street. That's what your faith has made you, a glorified consumer. We're predictable. That's why the church, the world can pimp the church. We waiting on our next paycheck. We waiting on our next contract. When all the time you're an heir to it all. You already got it all. If you learn how to use your faith, hey, to please God first. Hey, hallelujah. Oh yeah, I'm making my own self happy. Watch this, I'm almost finished. So the nature of faith, say this with me, the nature of biblical faith, write this down. I want God to reveal it to you in the next 72 hours. The nature of biblical faith is God. The nature of faith is God. Faith was not created in time, space, and matter. In other words, faith existed before creation. God took faith and made creation. Creation is time, space, and matter. Time is linear. God sits in eternity. God sits outside of time. That's why God is always in the now. God is never in a hurry. God is never anxious for anything. He's seen your past from your future. It's like God sitting in the Goodyear blimp looking at a parade. You can see the beginning and the end at the same time. That's how God sits outside of time. So in faith, God spoke, let there be light. How did he speak it? He spoke it by faith. Because the nature of faith is God. So when God gives you faith, he gives you himself. When he then comes places a demand on your faith, he's placing a demand on himself. He's not asking you for something you can't do because he's already given you the ability to do it. Can you see? Yes. But if the nature of faith is God, watch this, then the object of faith is God. Lord have mercy. So God gives you faith. He comes in the earth through faith. Glory to God. You are saved by grace through. How I know you're saved is because of your faith. It is faith alone and Jesus Christ alone that makes you saved. Faith. The just shall live by. The just shall live by God. We walk by. That's God. God is the nature of faith. But he's also the object of faith. When he tells you to do something by faith, it's because he's trying to give you more of himself. Lord have mercy. So he gives you faith to produce a God manifestation. You don't use your faith to ask God for something that he doesn't want for your life. Does that make sense? You don't come to church and listen, I want you to be in prayer with me. I'm thinking about robbing Regis Bank tomorrow. I need all to go well, they can be successful. I'll be in prayer that the Lord don't let the cops come, the cameras are off, and get away. We're going to come back and be a blessing to the church now. Baby, you need medicine. If we heard that, we would say, now something is wrong with you. Why? Because we would immediately recognize that's not the will of God. Why is it all of a sudden when God starts speaking to us, it becomes convoluted now? When he's telling you, make the sacrifice towards your life. Love your family alone. Pull away from that. Give a little bit more time to the things that matters most in life. To relationships. Are you with me? Be more committed to the Lord's word. Give a little more than you should. Think broader. Reinvest in your employees. Write a bigger vision for what I've called you to do. Believe me, I'm going to franchise this business. I'm going to take your career to the next level. I'm going to make your name great. Why don't you go home and write that down? Why don't you believe that? That's simply God placing a demand on himself. Everything you have, he's given to you by faith. He will never ask you for something you don't have. You should consider it a privilege when he asks you to sacrifice. To believe me. Oh, what was it? Why? Because he's getting ready to give me more of him. God, you don't know happy I am that God has placed a demand on me, commissioned me to sacrifice more, because I'm getting ready to experience him more. I'm getting ready to experience him in a greater way. And I count it a privilege. I'm no longer serving under Pharaoh. He was just going to church. I wouldn't sit in a church that wasn't walking by faith.
Come on here.
You don't have to show me you walk by faith. I don't follow no anybody. And I don't expect you to follow no anybody. That's why leaders have to live a certain way. Leaders have to be transparent. And for too long, especially in the African American community, we are bamboozled. We follow anybody, don't research it, don't know anything about them. God forbid we must teach our children better. Faith. What is the object of faith? What is the nature of faith? Tell somebody, I learned something in church today. All right, let's run through this real quick. I got 8 minutes. Number one, what is tried in this passage of Scripture? Faith is being tried. You see it? Whether it's dead faith, little faith, or great faith, it's all going to always be under trial. It is simply to reveal or to confirm. God is revealing you got dead faith, little faith, or great faith. And he's confirming it to you. When you want to change your outcomes, change the level of faith that you're working with. Now, he tries the faith. How does he try? Number one, he tries it through adversity. Like Job, God will have a prolonged adverse season in your life trying your faith. He's placing a demand on your faith. Don't say, I can't do it. Pray my strength in the Lord. No, you already have strength. Before God creates the adversity, he's already created the provision. You simply have to trust him. If it's like Abraham, he tries your faith through what is called a calling of sacrifice. Sometimes we can hold things God has given us too tightly. And God wants you to hold it loosely. God will give you something and then tell you give it away. He bless you with it to enjoy and then tell you give it to somebody. I don't know why I just feel like I need to give you something. That's God what? Calling for a sacrifice. It's not trying to take something from you. You say, well, I'm blessed. I don't need it anymore. No, God's actually trying to give you more so you can be more of a blessing. Amen? Some of y'all too cheap to give away that old Queen Victoria couch. Velvet. Hold on to it. Somebody got sentimental value now. When only people believe stuff have sentimental value, and it only means something to you. You brought nothing into this world, gonna take nothing out, and we can't give it to nobody. I done had that for 20. I can't hold on to it. First you want to get rid of it, then keep going back looking at it. The devil tell you, child, that thing look good. You can hold on to that. You can use that. That's gonna be worth something soon later. You might not even live tomorrow. If God told you to give that away, get that stuff away. Why? Because God is working on my PHG. I got something coming at the end. So I got to obey it. Whatever he tells me to sacrifice, it's for a greater reward. That's all I'm trying to get you to understand. Sometimes we can hold on to money. Watch this. We can hold on to reputation too tight. You know, you're doing good. Everybody praising you. Tomorrow, that's my good reputation. Ain't nobody going to lie on me. What they said, you're going to run up behind every tale somebody tell me. One time when I first moved here from Atlanta, I was doing good as a sales manager. My name was great. Top 3 manager in the country. 1 year, top #1 manager in the country. Became the general manager of Louisiana. Boom, got slapped with a charge, reverse discrimination. What? They say you hang around too many people in minorities. You're hiring too many minorities. You're going to lunch longer with the minorities than you are Caucasian people. Them jokers sent me home for 3 days. Pulled my credit card. Said I was buying lunches for the people of color, not the Caucasian people. Said my performance reviews were biased to people of color, minorities, and female than the word to the white man. So I'm getting angry. I'm trying to figure out who did it. Who on my side? Then I got mad at God. Lord, I just like the devil. And then the old me came back. I'm walking with a rage on. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, you're going to go down, let it go down. You know? I tell you everything I said. Hey, the Lord had to reel me back in. The old fool in me came back. I'm saying, you like, okay, this is where you want it? I'm going to be guilty of something. I'm going to be guilty. Well, I know how to talk like a fool. But the Lord says, no. Humble yourself. When I want you to be promoted, I permit you to be persecuted first. Now, God had to calm me going through this because it didn't make sense. Are you following me? I had to forgive the people because, you start fishing. Who did it? And the devil, he'll tell you. He'll tell them to do it in secret, and then you'll have a dream. He'll reveal it to you. You're talking about God revealed it to you. That wasn't God, that was the devil. The devil wants you angry, bitter, so you can't forgive. You're talking about, I got a sneaky suspicion. I know who did it. You walk in the office, and man, it'd be hard to hold your peace. You know, just, and say, hey, Mark, how you doing? Everything all right? Yeah. So hold your peace. Now forgive them. Now forgive them. Hey, thank you, Jesus. So guess what I have to do? Whenever God asks you something for sacrifice, what do you have to use to produce it? Say with me, faith. Okay, God. This is why when Jesus told the disciples, if your enemy asks you for forgiveness 70 times 7 in a day, you forgive him. What did they say? Lord, increase our faith. And God says, okay, I got you where I want you. That's what I want. I want you to have more faith so I can get more of me into the world. Hey, I want to give your company a God manifestation, so I require a sacrifice from you because I'm getting ready to show up after you give me what I want. I humbled myself, went through it. A year later, I become the region vice president for the whole region. Watch this. Let me show you how it works. So after they investigated me, they found no fault in me. A year later, the vice president resigns. My name came up. They said, oh, but he was investigated for reverse discrimination down in Louisiana. And so they said, yeah, whatever happened to that? Call Greg O'Brien in. Call Integrity Affairs. This is going on in Stamford, Connecticut, because I had a champion in the room for my career. He says, man, we got Greg on the phone. Said, Greg, Mark Ellis down there in Louisiana, whatever happened to that investigation? They said, well, let me pull the record. Said, well, one thing I do remember about that guy, nobody dotted the I's and crossed the T's like that guy did. He said, if you're looking for somebody who can do performance reviews, who running it according to the balance scorecard, that would be my guy. Paperwork said nothing ever came up. There was no evidence to anything. Said, okay, that's all we wanted to hear. Hung the phone out. What the devil meant for evil in that one weekend got me global exposure from Integrity Affairs saying, hey, after the investigation, he's running a better shop than what we've seen in the last 25 years. The president says, that's all I need to hear. That's my guy for the southern states. And I got the phone call Monday morning. Now watch this. When they called me, HR called me and said, now listen now, when we announce you, it's going to be like the day they announced O.J. Simpson not guilty. That's what man literally said. He said, now, people going to fall out their chair. Some people going to be mad, some people going to shout because they say you don't deserve this. You 34 years old, we about to put you over $300 million operation a year. You got to know how to handle. So we've already signed you up to go to Columbia for executive MBA training. We got to train you on how you because you got to know how to handle this. That's what they told me. So God not only, watch this, God not only promoted me, he afforded me to go to an Ivy League school to study free of charge after I handled the persecution. If it's Joseph, you're going to face betrayal. There are seasons in your life you're going to be betrayed. Go through it. Lord, increase my faith. And the temptation of the trial is going to be bitter and unforgiving. What do I need to get over this? If it's Daniel, it's going to be evil workers. It is the temptation, it is the trial of evil workers. There are going to be some people in your life in some seasons that ain't going to like you, and they don't know why they don't like you. You're going to feel it. You're going to walk in the room and know they don't like you. You're going to try to compliment them. You're going to lie to compliment them. Tell them, I like you. You smell good. I like your weed. I like your hair. You're going to try to buy them lunch. It ain't going to work. They just not going to like you. Whenever you experience that, don't become bitter and don't try to fix it. Just know God is up to something greater, and promotion is on the other side of this persecution. Quit trying to make who God has designed to persecute you like you. Lord have mercy. No. You're to face persecution. Why? Because you've been given faith. And faith must be tried. This is why sometimes God will use a person as an enemy in one season, turn around and make him your best friend in the next season, because he used them to persecute you to get you to the next level, only to promote you and you to bring them up. The same man who persecuted me in Picky Bowl, they fired him and I hired him back because he had 4 children and his wife was sick. But if I'd never been promoted, and that by that time I was the area vice president, over $600 million a year. If I never got to that level, I've never had the jurisdiction to override every opinion and say, give Dan another chance. Evil workers. You might as well just jump up and put a shout right on there, because some of y'all dealing with it right now. Evil workers, go on shout, go on thank God. It's actually working for your good. I'm speaking prophetically to you now that if you hold your you're going to outlive a lie, you're going to outlive the persecution, watch this, and you're going to outlive your own mistakes. Because even your own mistakes will work for your promotion. Y'all sit down, let me close this out. So here's what Peter wants you to know. When your faith is under trial, it's going to produce something more precious than gold. What he's saying is, God's going to bless you in a way that money couldn't even buy this promotion for you. Money couldn't get you this one. Your faith produced it. Because faith becomes more fruitful when it's tested. And here's the fruit, and I'll close. Your PHG. The fruit is praise. The fruit is honor. And the fruit is glory. So here's what God wants you to understand. When he returns, he don't want to be the only one celebrating. Since you join heirs with God, you're going to share in praise, you're going to share in honor, and you're going to share in glory. Lord. Now, how am I going to get the praise when Jesus appeared? Is he to be the only one that's praised? Isn't he going to be the only one with honor? Is he going to be the only one that's to receive glory? No. All the heirs. Oh, have mercy. When he returned, your faith going to be put on display. And what you endured by way of adversity, persecution, evil workers, how you overcame your own mistakes, didn't allow your own past to hold you down. You decide to walk by faith and not by sight. What you endure is going to now produce your PHG. God's going to have, when he returns, he's going to return with rewards. Praise, honor, and glory. This is what your faith produced. And because you endured suffering, because you did not grow weary in well-doing, because you remain steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, God has not forgotten your works. Can you say amen? Amen. So, church, I close. Yeah. Faith. Hold on to it. Yeah. It's more precious than the goal you chase. When you're going through, understand how God's going to use it. You got everything you need to get to the next season of your life. Hallelujah. And it's called your faith. It's going to produce praise. Jesus ain't going to be the only one standing there. There's going to be some praise. Can you say amen? And what you do right now, hallelujah, your name will never be forgotten. Your children's children shall remember what you did for God by faith. Can you receive it? Stand to your feet. Let's give God some praise.
Hi, I'm Pastor Mark Ellis, and if this message has been a blessing to you, I want you to connect with us. You can connect with us at www.ucfministries.org, and there you can find out more about our ministry. You can connect via our YouTube channel if you haven't already. And if you want to be a support to our ministry and many of the various ministries we're offering, not only in this local community, but around the world, you can be a financial supporter and partner with us. You can give on Givelify. Just go to the app and look for United Christian Faith Ministries in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and be a supporter in our mission work there. Also on our website, there is a PayPal opportunity for you to sow there as well. And then if you don't use any of those digital means, you can mail in a seed to 9229 North Ridgewood Drive, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The zip is 70814. That's 9229 North Ridgewood Drive, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, 70814. God bless you, and thank you for your support.